A contract is just ink on paper until someone performs. You can promise anything, money, services, and credit, but the moment of truth is the moment of performance. This is where most contracts fall apart. Not at the signature, but at the execution, at the inception of the agreement. All right? What I want to talk about is the fact that everyone checks their signature, but almost no one checks whether the other side has performed. But in law, performance is the heartbeat of every agreement. To perform means to complete the obligation, to do your part. And if the promise wasn't fulfilled, the contract wasn't completed. And if it wasn't completed, the entire relationship changes. So, what we're about to talk about today, which is part 2, explaining performances. And in the first video, we talked about consideration. We talked about how consideration is the exchange of two performances. Okay? It's an exchange of services. Okay? So, this fundamental idea when it comes to contract law is going to help you to be able to communicate and negotiate with debt collectors, to be able to negotiate your debt contracts, to be able to shift the burden of proof onto them and have them prove that they've actually exchanged value, or if they are performing on their part of the agreement. Because a loan is not them loaning you money, it's a exchange. Okay? Your promise in exchange for their promise. Thank y'all for watching the video. Remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for 50K. I'm super excited. Roll to 100K. I'm loving the process, and you guys should too. Number 2, do your research. Look this up on your own. Look up consideration, look up performance, cross-reference, and make sure that you have a full understanding. Don't just go based off of this video. This is not for legal advice or financial advice. Everything is to educate you. And this is why I'm not gonna put up certain things, because it will be taken up as legal advice, okay? So, thank y'all once again. Let's dive into another one. This video is sponsored by the Fund Yourself Academy. My step-by-step system designed to help you fix your credit, get funding, and build real financial freedom from scratch. If you're tired of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck, this is where it changes. Inside the Academy, I break down everything from consumer law secrets that they don't teach in school, to how to remove negative items and boost your score, get access to business funding, and start building multiple income streams online. Whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your game and get the bag, this is your playbook. We've got tools, templates, dispute letters, mentorship calls, private community access, and an exact roadmap I use to leave my 9-to-5 and create time freedom. But only for a limited time. You can get access to the Fund Yourself Academy on a free trial basis for the next 7 days. And then after that, you pay less than $1 a day at $27 a month, if you like it. No fluff, just facts and just freedom. Go to the fundyourselfacademy.com or hit the link in the description to join now, because nobody's coming to save you, but you can fund yourself. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is the aspect of consideration. Understanding that if a consideration is the promise, performance is the proof. It answers the question, did each side actually do what they said they would do? Did they say that if they say they was going to loan you money, did they loan you money? Okay. But also at the same time, is my promise to pay a fixed amount of money over a period of time, is that my promise? And did we just exchange promises? Okay. And part of debt discharge is having them understand that you have already performed on your obligation. Okay. Every contract contains 2 types of performances. Your performance can equal repayment, compliance, and communication. Their performance is extending credit, providing disclosures, and servicing the account correctly. Contract equals promise plus performance. Without performance, a contract becomes claims and not facts. Now, let's talk about how lenders perform, okay? because you understand what performance is, but let's just talk about how lenders perform. Lenders perform or fail to perform by doing this. A lender performs by extending credit as agreed. A lender also performs by providing accurate disclosures. A lender also performs by applying the payments properly. He also performs by maintaining correct records and following the servicing laws. Most people assume lenders do all of this automatically, but in reality, many errors happen silently, such as misapplied payments, such as wrong interest calculations, such as missing disclosures, incorrect balances, servicing transfers without notice. These aren't conspiracy, they're performance failures. You get what I'm saying? And the performance failures create lawful pathways for correction, challenge, or relief. And this is why you're able to challenge that, because of the simple fact that if they do not perform on their obligation, then it nullifies the contract. The way that you perform is by either paying like they ask you to or communicating, okay? If you dispute your contract, they must remedy that, okay? And if your dispute falls under the lines of, hey, look, I would like certain disclosures that would prove that I owe you, they will be performing by providing those disclosures to you. And if they do not provide that disclosure to you, then they're not performing on their contract. So when they say that you have breached the obligation or breached the contract, they are breaching the contract by not providing the disclosures that you asked for, okay? Performance is where real disputes are won, okay? You don't win by arguing if the money was real. You win by reviewing whether the contract was performed correctly. I hope that's starting to make a little bit of sense, you guys. All right? Because coming from the aspect that money isn't real, I'll be honest and say that that is an emotional, it is a fact, but that argument is emotional and it doesn't really hold up in court. Okay? You can drop that knowledge bomb on there and more of a, well, we all know that the money isn't real. It's not like you're actually risking anything, so we're here today because this company didn't perform on their disclosures, okay? So they can act like they've been harmed by me not paying, but what I have is the communication, me performing by communicating about this contract, and they failed to perform by properly validating the debt. They failed to perform by properly providing the disclosures that they are required to according to the Truth in Lending Act. They didn't provide the accounting according to the UCC Article 9. They didn't honor my negotiable instrument under UCC Article 3. UCC 3-603 says that if I offer a tender of payment and it is refused, then there is discharge. The real leverage comes from asking these simple questions. Were the terms disclosed as required? And are the numbers consistent across statements? Is the current party even the one who performed? Did they maintain accurate records? And most times they don't, because they release the note as soon as they get it. Okay, they sell it to Wall Street. They sell it to Fannie Mae. Every time the answer is no, you have documented inconsistency. If one of those questions, were the terms disclosed as required, are the numbers consistent across statements, is the current party even the one who performed? Did they maintain the accurate records? Any inconsistency there actually gives you leverage in the battle of communicating with a debt collector, private banking, debt discharge. See, now we're starting to get into the different terms that truly help a person have success, truly help a person understand the way this economy works. Okay? Even when we're talking about credit bureaus, their performance is them reporting accurate information on your credit report. Their performance is when you dispute an item on your credit report, for them to perform in a way by, number one, providing your updated credit report, and number two, providing the procedures they took in order to verify certain information on your credit report, along with the updates. And if they miss any one of those, that will be an inconsistency that is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Again, these are multi-billion-dollar businesses. These are banks. You got in this industry, so you have to comply to the industry. Okay? Whether or not the government allows certain stuff to happen, when you call them out, they have no choice but to honor it. Okay? Because the Constitution says we the people that truly have the power are us. Okay? Even though it may not feel like that, that's just because it's a reverse trust scam, making you think that you owe them. But the reality is this system is built on the people. It's built on our promise. It's built on our faith. It's built on our labor. Because the only reason that we are able to get loans just by simply signing a contract is because they know that you're going to work to pay back the contract. Just that fundamental understanding alone gives that promissory note value. And because that gives that promissory note value, it becomes an asset to the bank before you even do any work or make any payments. That is your performance. Performance is verified through records. If it wasn't documented, it wasn't done. So here's a simple audit. How to audit their performance. Step 1, get your contract, your original contract. Compare the contract to the statement history. Do the numbers match? Do the fees match? Does the rates match? And sometimes just this small thing is apparent. Step 2, check payment posting dates. Were payments applied on time? And were late fees applied improperly? Okay? So you got to check the payment posting dates. You got to check the contract and statement history. You have to review the disclosures and notices. Did you receive a notice of servicing transfers? So when they transfer the note, you should have gotten a disclosure. Were escrow changes documented? When you ask these questions and you review the disclosures, all disclosures according to the Truth in Lending Act, even a notice to cancel, should be given to you on the day that you close. And what is the note to cancel? The note to cancel means that you have 3 days to rescind this entire agreement, okay? And we're supposed to return all your money back to you. Given the fact that that promissory note is an asset that they book immediately, technically they need to give you that money back in order to get the vehicle or whatever the case may be. They have to, because they aren't, or leave you alone. Because again, they're just the servicer. They're not even the person that loans you the money. So they don't have security interests over certain things. Who has security interests is the person who has the title, which is probably the government or Fannie Mae or something like that. Look for gaps or contradictions. Missing ledgers, gaps in a timeline, and unexplained balance jumps are performance red flags. The key is these are some of the things that you can find in the aspect of a contract. And these are some small things that essentially you could find first before you get even deeper into the aspect of challenging the disclosures, challenging using a negotiable instrument, simply validating the debt, challenging the securitization. These are some of the things that you can look for first, inconsistencies in the contract first, before you start diving in even deeper, okay? Performance versus a claim. Debt collectors make claims. They're claiming that you owe them 10 grand, 20 grand, $100, whatever the case may be. And when you do not respond to their claims, you have accepted their claims, okay? But lenders must show performance. So when a debt collector is just going to claim you owe them, and a lender, they must show performance and prove that you actually owe them, that they are supposed to be the recipient of that. A claim is just a statement. Somebody saying you owe 10 grand is just a statement. It's not truth unless you accept it as truth. Performance is documentary evidence. So if somebody makes a claim, you tell them to perform by providing that documentary evidence that makes their claim valid, that provides a proof of their claim. This is what I mean by shifting the burden of proof. If a party makes a claim but can't demonstrate performance with proper records, the claim becomes weak, questionable, or unenforceable. This is why you must think like the auditor and not a borrower. You asking a question, it shakes up their agreement. It shakes up what they have to offer. It shakes up what it is that they're saying. It's just like if you are about to tell on your brother or your sibling or whatever the case may be for something that they did, and then your mom asks you, okay, well, damn, he pushed you down and you said you scraped your knee. Let me see the scrape. You don't got no scrape. Now it's questionable. Now I need something to prove that he actually pushed you. Because I'm not about to just go punish my child just because you said it. Then I'm going to go to him and I'm going to ask him what happened. Oh, this happened, this, that, and the third. Oh, so you pushed him, but he didn't fall to the ground. You get what I'm saying? Being able to ask these questions, if someone is moving in honor, they should be able to answer the questions that are asked, which is why just simply asking the questions, sending conditional acceptance, validating debt is such a strong move, to the point where you don't even have to look at coupon remittance. You don't even have to look at promissory notes. You don't even have to look at any of those yet until you have gotten them to prove their performance, prove that they have performed on their promise. And that doesn't just include lending or extending credit. It includes providing you those proper disclosures. Even asking for the disclosure can delay collection. And I'm gonna do a video because one of my business partners, he's working with someone who was about to get foreclosed. He's about to get a repossession. And what he did was he actually filed a restraining order against both of those banks, and that actually ceased them from repossessing the vehicle or foreclosing on the home. So there are even strategies that will work on us that works on them. You just have to understand and be willing to strategize. Remember, one may say, well, that's so extreme to not pay a bill. Well, I get it. This is specifically for people who are about to get their car repossessed, about to be foreclosed on. Their back is in the corner. It's an amount that they feel like they'll never be able to pay, right? It's already a late account. It's already a negative. Do not do this on positive accounts. I don't know how many times I have to say that, because if you have a positive account, that means you're playing the game effectively. Okay? You're finding a way to maximize what it is that you have. So here's the mindset of proof. People fear contracts because they feel powerless. But power comes from simple discipline. Reviewing, logging, and organizing what happened. With performance, you don't need emotion. You don't need an argument. And you don't need confrontation. Proof beats policy. Proof beats pressure. And then proof is going to beat your opinion at the end of the day. There's a lot of people in the comment section that have opinions. And to be honest, you can have them. When I put the facts out there, it doesn't matter what your opinion says, because the proof is in the case law. The proof is in the Constitution. The proof is in modern money mechanics. The proof is in meet your straw man. The proof is in, it's all documented. So, performance turns contracts into reality. The moment you verify what they did, not what they claimed, the entire dynamic shifts. I want to leave you with this. There's a moment in every contract where you realize something powerful. You realize you were never supposed to fear agreements. You realize you were supposed to understand them. Performance isn't just paperwork. It's integrity in motion. It's the universe asking for both parties the same question. Did you do what you said? That's the whole premise of debt discharge. Did you loan me like you said you did? Are you actually performing on your obligation like you said you would? And that's the real game. Not noise, not rumors, not shortcuts, straight to the point. Just order, documentation, truth written down so clearly that nobody can deny it. Nobody can deny your truth as long as you document it. The system honors structure because the structure is discipline made visible. But discipline is destiny. Remember this, you don't gain power by fighting institutions, you gain power by mastering yourself. Becoming aware of who you are, becoming conscious of what you can do. It's this anime I'm watching called Demon Slayer. And on Demon Slayer, they get this mark on their head. And what they notice is that when they get that mark on their head, they start to realize the power that they actually have, and they become more powerful. It wasn't something Obviously in the anime they make it seem like it's supernatural, but it may be supernatural to us, but this is a norm for them. So them tapping into that, finding themselves, is them tapping into the power that they've already had. If you know who you are, I'm trying to tell you, your power will become surmount. When your records are clean, your mind is clear. When your evidence is organized, your future is predictable. You understand performance, so you stop reacting to the world and the world starts responding to you. Every empire begins with a document, and yours begins with discipline, commitment, willing to take action, willing to be consistent. So now that you guys understand performance, we move into the heart of transparency in episode 3, where we're going to talk about disclosures. We're going to talk about the lawful requirement to show you the truth before you sign or pay. This is where most people miss the signals, but it's where your clarity becomes power. So down below, make sure to tap into the Fund Yourself School. It's only $27 a month. $27 a month until Black Friday. Number 2, tap into the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Turn on those post notifications. We post Monday through Friday. And lastly, keep grinding. And if you've gotten this far, comment the word discharge. All right? Comment the word discharge. And for my people that haven't already, go watch this video that's showing on the screen right now. This video is probably going to fit you. All right? I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.